Blackboard page?
Yes, ma'am.
Great, thank you. Okay, so I think we won't take too long today because the setup and everything on Blackboard is exactly the same as it is for class. So you already kind of know about that. Remember to click in the lab. If you're going to email me or ask a question about lab, make sure that you put it in the lab Blackboard page, not in the class Blackboard page. Please, that would be useful. I do not have an office hours link in the lab Blackboard because I figured everybody would be in class, although actually we do have one extra person in lab. So you may see an office hours link pop up. Depends whether that student is in another class with me or not. I'm not sure, I have to check my lists. Okay? As I said, exactly the same setup. We'll have a look. I put a syllabus up this morning. It's very flimsy. There's a lot of work to do on that. As I mentioned yesterday, I I'm not too sure how to tackle a lab in this day and age. So there's no textbook for lab, but over here under the lab notes, there is a course packet, and that has items that you'll need. Don't print off or download this TGMD. I've hidden it, I think. Yeah, you probably can't see this. This afternoon, the TGMD, the researcher that created the TGMD just released a new version, and I just got it yesterday. So I'm going to undo the box and have a look at it this afternoon, and I need to download a new chart for you for TGMD3. So, but the other things, like on Friday, you'll need a copy of this MSU chart, okay? Either electronic or paper, depending on what you have available for you, okay? Because we're going to be looking at that. So yes, these PDFs are in place of the textbook, although the textbook for class is very relevant to the work that we'll be doing in lab, okay? And then we're going to do a few lectures. So the lecture notes are here. And then there's just a couple of other bits and pieces that I think are interesting that are up there. And sometimes I add additional things in. I've got a couple of new articles that are quite interesting that I might add in there. Okay? You can't see the assignment button yet. That's because as of now you don't have any assignments, which obviously will change, but it's going to depend on how this kind of coagulates and moves forward. Right? Okay. I think that's it on there. Let me go back and pull up. What I do have so far in the syllabus. All right, so we go over the normal blurb at the top. Same for class, read this, although at the moment, as you'll see, there's quite a lot of gaps in here. And lots of yellow highlighting to make me think about what I'm doing. This is all the same. Student assessment. Okay, this is where it starts to get tricky. The way I usually run the lab is that we spend the first few weeks doing some lectures that help to prepare you to go and work with small people, okay? And then we move over to the Child Development Center on campus, and we go and run a motor skill intervention with the preschoolers. And I've got a shed over there that is full of toys and PE equipment and motor skill equipment, and set up the playground, and the kids come out and play, and we teach them how to throw and how to catch and how to run properly, and lots of really fun stuff. And we spend the rest of the semester outside having fun with the children, and it's brilliant. However, you guys can't go to the CDC, so I'm not sure. The problem is that most of the grade for this class has always been based upon that participation and interaction with the children, and a binder of work that you put together while you're out there playing with the children. So since we can't do that, I'm not sure which way to approach assessment right now. The director has very generously allowed for Ryan and I to go to the playground and film children that have permission to be videoed. So one option I have is to go out there and film some play sessions and some skill interventions, and then each week put a different clip of film up for you to have a look at and give you some questions and things to help you kind of observe and really look at this film. The other option would be to use film clips and labs that are at the website for the textbook. And that's partly going to depend on COVID, right? If by next week one of the children or one of the teachers or one of the families of the children have tested positive for coronavirus, then the CDC will close down again, even though it just opened yesterday, all right? So I'm not trying to make excuses here. I just am not quite sure how much film Ryan and I are going to be able to collect before it shuts down. It may not shut down, in which case we've not got a problem. Each week we can go out and film a play session, and I can give you that film, and you can watch it and analyze it and observe the children's behaviors and things like that. And that would be my ideal situation, given the fact that we've got this odd way of doing class this semester. So I mean, I have my fingers, my toes, my legs, everything crossed, hoping that the CDC stays open the whole semester. So I do apologize. I know it's not very helpful for you guys, but the first few weeks are planned. We know what we're going to be doing for the first few weeks. I'll show you in a minute. And it's just going to be, how do we deal with providing you the best interactive experience with the children possible, given the fact that you can't go to the playground. And that's something that I'm kind of just not sure about right now. I've got some colleagues who do very similar activities in their labs, and I'm hoping to set up a Zoom meeting with them so we can all chat and go, how do we do this? So we'll see. If you have any ideas, guys, if you say, oh, I know I've seen children playing in the park and I can go and watch them and film them, well, no, you can't film them, take that back. But I could go and watch them, then, you know, let me know if you have any ideas, all right? And we will come up with something. It's just, right now, I'm loath to tie myself in completely to the textbook when I know the children are going to be out there. I just have to think this through a little bit more. So this is all basically the same as the syllabus for class. And then we get down to our schedule. So, as you can see, the first couple of weeks we're okay, because I'm going to give you this other information anyway. Most of you are going to be parents. I'm not, but most of you will be parents at some point in your life. So understanding how small people develop and play and learn motor skills is going to be useful from that perspective. As you will see as we move through the book, understanding movement in any age group involves understanding movement in little kids, right? Because that's where everything else comes from. So it's the foundation for understanding movement patterns that you're going to watch in other populations, all right? So we're okay for the first few weeks. And then typically, I do a little short exam to make sure that people have got a good idea of these concepts before they go out onto the playground hands-on with 3, 4, and 5-year-olds, right? Because I want to make sure that they're not going to do anything inappropriate. So I may make that exam part of the assessment in this. Normally I don't give any points for that exam, because if you don't pass it, you can't come to the playground and do the rest of the semester. So I may just add some grade and keep that exam. Then typically what we do is split the class. So for the first few weeks you come Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then we split the class and you only come once a week to the playground. And so for the rest of the semester you only come either Monday or Wednesday or Friday. It is only 1 credit, right? So, you know, you don't have to come to the playground 3 times a week once we've got that initial information. And that might be one way of dealing with it, is instead of doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we take a vote, we pick one day, and we do that. I'm not my most keen idea, but we'll see. Then we go out, we collect heights and weights on the children. We have to clean the equipment every semester because it's in a nice shed, but it's New Mexico, there's dust everywhere, so we go in and we clean the equipment. It always gets dirty during the semester anyway on the playground. And then we start the motor skill program, and as I said, at this point, typically you would just come once a week. So if we get to go and film the children, then we would put up 1 piece of film a week. If we decide to stick with the website for the textbook and the film clips that we already have there, then again, there'll just be 1 thing to do a week once we've covered this information, okay? So hopefully everyone's smiling now at the thought that they only have to do 1 day a week from partway through, okay? As you can see, the rest of this is blank because I just am not sure how to tackle that. Okay, so that means I'm going to be revising this quite a bit, so keep an eye out when I put up a new version. If I have a flash of brilliance and I go, oh, I know, let's do that, and I change it, I will put up the new version and I will send you guys an email and let you know that there's a new version for you to take a look at, okay? What else? What else? Yeah, let me know if you have a preference for film from the playground versus the website. Ryan made a very good comment earlier to me that chopping and changing between the playground and the website, if the CDC shuts, might be not as useful as just picking the website, because we've got it, we already have access to it, and we could just work from there. And I think that that's a very valid idea, especially given the uncertainty of how long the Child Development Centre will be open and the children will be on the playground. So I have to mull that over quite a bit, because it wouldn't be my first choice, but I do think that it's a valid point that it would be more consistent for you as the students if we did just use the video clips on the website, and that might be easier to manage under these circumstances. So yeah, let me think about that. Again, if you have any ideas, or if you have an absolute preference one way or the other here, let me know. I really would love for you to see the children on the playground. They're amazing, and what they're capable of doing is far more than you think, and that's one of the problems that we have with movement skills with young children, with elementary, with middle school in particular, is that we have assumed that they're not very capable of learning gross motor skills at 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we just let them play. And then we try to introduce gross motor skills at a point in time when they should be learning more complicated skills or linked skills, okay? So I'd love to be able to show you that for real. Just have to think that through. So, that's today. That's Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, right? Yes, today's Wednesday. So, on Friday, then, you will need access. So you'll either need to pull up an electronic PDF of that MSU chart that's on Blackboard, or print it out so that you can look at it, all right? By Monday, I will have, and that may even be this afternoon, I will have the new TGMD3 paperwork up on the web page, up on the Blackboard page for you, okay? And MSU and TGMD are both motor skill assessment tools, so we're going to be looking at how do we use them, what is it they show us, okay? And it's a load of fun. This is my most favorite class of everything I teach. But usually it's my most favorite class because we're outside on the playground and I don't like being indoors. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes. Questions? Anything that you think you need that I haven't said or covered? I know I haven't taken very long, but is there anything that you're thinking you'd like to know more about before Friday? Questions? So, short and sweet today. I will see you tomorrow. Remember to check your syllabus. Remember to have a look, if you don't have your textbook for class, have a look at the PowerPoint notes ahead of time instead, so that you've got an idea of what's coming tomorrow, okay? I have office hours from 3:15 to 5:15 this afternoon, so if something comes up or you want to ask me something else, by all means jump into office hours, I'll be there, okay? All right, I think that's it then for now, and I'll see you tomorrow.